Good morning, student. I am Jadhav sir, your science teacher. Okay, welcome in ninth standard. First, we see and try to understand about our textbook, Science and Technology Standard 9. It is a well covered, well designed textbook, technological, sociological, anatomical, chemical, most of the as well as the physical pictures, brain pictures is given. So formula is given in H3 CN2. Cover page shows which topics are included in a given textbook. It is very nice book. If you open internally, you will see some the Constitution of India. Then here the national anthem, pledge, and the preface is given by Dr. Sunil Magar, Director of Maharashtra State Bureau of Textbook. Okay. Then the next page, some competency statements of standard 9 is given related to the living world, some diet and nutrition, energy, substances. Okay. And the natural resources and disaster management, motion, force and machines, the universe, and about the information communication technology. And here given the contents of our textbook. In your textbook, total 18 topics are present, right? In this 18, some topics are related to the science 1, some are related with the science 2. Okay, among these 18, first 10 means 1 to 10, these 10 topics are for the first semester. Okay, we are going to study those 10 topics in a first semester. In these 10 topics, first 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, laws of motion, work energy, current, electricity, measurement of matter, acid, bases and salts, these 5 topics are from science 1. Means your science is divided into 2 papers, science 1 and science 2. Okay, so those are 5 topics. First 5 topics are from science 1, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, these 5 topics are from science 2. Okay, for the first semester, and remaining 8 topics are for the second semester. Again, in these 8 topics, 11, 12, 13 and 14 are for science 1, and 15, 16, 17, 18 are from science 2. Okay, so that is the divisions, or that is the classifications of your subject, science 1 and science 2. So those topics are simple topics. Okay, let's today we start our first topic, laws of motion. This is important topic. It includes motion, distance and displacement, acceleration, and Newton's law of motion and relative equation with the motions. Those 4 topics units are very important, which are included in the laws of motion. Uh, if you if you know, if you remember in last standard or in a previous standard, you also study about the motion. What is the meaning of motions? How can we define motions? Which objects are in motion? Which are not in motion? All these things you already study in a previous standard. Here, see, in your textbook, there are 4 examples are given. First example is the flight of a bird, a stationary train, then leaves flying through air, and a stone lying on air. Among these four examples, there are four objects are there. One is a bird, then here train, then leaves, and then stone. Okay, we easily calculate that from this for example. See, flight of bird means the bird is flying in air, right? That means it is not a stationary, it is not a stable, means it moves, right? But in a second example, the stationary train, stationary means it is already stable or it is stopped on the platform. Okay, then a third example, leaves flying through air means leaves are also not stable, they are also moves. Okay, change their place. And in the fourth example, the stone which is presence on the hill, it also, it is now here stationary. Means among these four examples we can say that the bird and leaves, these two objects are moves, right? They change their place. That is why we can say that these birds and the leaves are in motion, they are in a motion. Okay, means here we can define motion. Means motion means when objects change their place, right? Objects simply change their place from one place to the another place, then we can say that that object is a in a motion, right? There are some example whose motion we cannot be seen. Means the breeze of air, right? Cold breeze of air, here we feel it but we cannot see the air which is moving, huh? Right? So some examples are also there which cannot be seen by our naked eyes, but some most of the examples are which can be seen by our eyes, so that we can say those objects are in a motion. Motion, we can say that motion is relative concept. What is mean by relative concept? Suppose relative concept means suppose here is one object at a position, right? And when this object is we see at a B position, means their place is changed. There what is there? Their place is changed. Then we can say this object is in a motion, right? Means when the place is changes, then we can say okay. But the place change of place we can be said. How can we decide whether their place is changed? The change of place is decided by using the background. Here suppose object is at a P, at a position. So what is the background? We can use the red lines. The A is near to the A, right? Or near to the red line. But when you change the place, that time the distance between the objects and the red line is increases. Means that background of that object is changes. Okay, that is why we can say this object is in motion. Means object is set in motion when their background is goes change. So the motion can be called as a relative concept, because in motion the background is changes of the object, background is changes. That's why motion is called as a relative concept. Means it is related the objects when we can say motion in motion, because its background and the object are interrelated. If the background of object changes, then we can say it is a in a motion. Okay, and if the background is not changes, if the background is not changes, if the A object is here, if it is not changes, then we cannot say this object means it vibrate here, it vibrate, that object is a vibrate. But after vibration it is at the same place, background also same, and that's why we can say that this object is not in a motion. Okay, this is not in a motion. So object can be moved from suppose A place to B. the movement of the object may be any way, and then here object reach at the B. Now this movement of the object is seen after at every point the background it changes, okay, and it covers some distance, right? Through this route it covers some distance, okay. So when it goes from A through that route, okay, then this is the movement of the object through the route. This is called as a distance. This is called as a distance. So distance means nothing but it is simply, we can say it is an actual path. It is the actual path of the object. So actually A is moved through this way, okay, like this. So this is called as a distance. But object change a place. That change of place, if we show in a straight line, then the change of place in a straight line, this is called as a displacement. It is called as a displacement, and it is in a straight line, always in a straight, means change of place only. It is called as a change of place of object. So the distance is a longest distance, it is the longest distance is longest, and the displacement is called as a shortest distance between the two objects. So we can, by this example, we can describe what is the distance and what is the displacement. Today we will stop here. You have to write the definition of motion. See, you have to write the definition of motion, distance, and the displacement. Thank you very much.